Continuing to celebrate Black History Month by highlighting a little-known baseball great with ties to the Queen City.
And more specifically, the efforts to get him recognized by the Hall of Fame. This morning, the unknown story of Grant Home Run Johnson. Tucked away in Hamburg's Lakeside Cemetery, in a far-off corner stands a seemingly ordinary plaque honoring an extraordinary man.
We were able to put a headstone and a plaque, roadside plaque, for Mr. Johnson out in Lakeside Cemetery back in 2014.
Baseball historian Howard Henry has done extensive research on Grant Home Run Johnson, and when he discovered Johnson's final resting place was an unmarked grave in a pauper's field, he went to work to do something about it. He worked with the Negro Leagues Baseball Grave Marker Project and the Forest Lawn Heritage Foundation and had this marker installed, but he thinks more should be done to honor this man who has been called one of the greatest players of the dead ball era, the late 1800s.
Here was a man whose stars shone both on the diamond and on the stage, and also it seemed like he was a very good man.
He played for and managed teams from Findlay, Ohio to Chicago, New York, even Cuba, before ending his career with the Buffalo Giants and retiring here in Western New York, working the railroad and performing with several church choirs and the Buffalo Clef Club. But so far, he hasn't been recognized in either the Baseball Hall of Fame or even the Buffalo Sports Hall, partly because he predated even the Negro Leagues.
His time came in an era when, because of the color of his skin, he was forbidden playing in top leagues.
But his numbers speak for themselves. In 1894, Grant Johnson smacked 60 out of the park in just 112 games, earning him the nickname that stuck with him for the rest of his life, Home Run.
I foresee Home Run Johnson getting a very good look in the next year or two to getting into our Hall of Fame.
As for Cooperstown, Johnson was shortlisted by the Early Era Committee several years back, but now that Major League Baseball has included Negro League players in their official records, Howard Henry says it may be time to give the Early Era Committee another shove.
I think Mr. Johnson's outstanding abilities warrant his inclusion also, his induction also.
Inclusion in baseball's Hall of Fame, and now in the unknown stories of Western New York.
Yeah, I hope he can be recognized by the Hall of Fame. That'd be wonderful. All right, it's 6:47.